Hi, before we start this video, I'd just like to announce that the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel is going to be expanding into live music promotion, and we actually will be hosting our first three events this year at the 66 Bar in Cambridge, Southeast England. Please come on down if you can. We want to support the grassroots rock and metal bands. We want to find the best bands in England. And to start with, we will be hosting these events in the Cambridgeshire, Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire area. And who knows, we might even expand beyond that. So look out for some exciting news. And let me give you some information about the first three events that are in the roster.
The first event will take place on Thursday the 18th of July at the 66 Bar in Cambridge. Headliners will be Teller's Scribe, a Dickensian Gothic groove metal band. Of course, Dave is the drummer in this group. The support comes from Nomadic Rain, which of course is Andy's band, and the third band on the bill is going to be Debris, who play an interesting mix of gothic, grunge and even a bit of nu metal. So come on down for the inaugural A.D.K Presents live showcase. The second event will take place on Thursday the 25th of July. Again, that's at the 66 Bar, and this is going to be headlined by Cambridge progressive metalcore heroes Far From Refuge, who will also be launching the new EP, and support comes from the Hertfordshire death grind band Extreme Death Art and the Cambridge power metal meets groove metal act Hereward. The third show in the calendar takes place on Friday the 27th of September, and that's going to be headlined by the hard-rocking groove metal band Lowdown, with support coming from Struck Down, Broken Calling and Before the Sirens, and that takes place also at the 66 Bar in Cambridge. You can already pre-order your tickets, just go to the A.D.K Rock and Metal Facebook page and you'll see the link in there.
Albums coming out on Friday the 12th of July 2024, and there is one in there that comes out on a different date that's on this list. Let's start with number one, and we're going to begin in England with a crust punk sludge metal band called Gorgon Christ, and their album is called And Justice for Balls, which is clearly a play on the album title of the 1988 Metallica record. And this is released by a boutique label called Road to Masochist. I reviewed their Fish in a Mountain 2022 debut record that they recorded in the studio in one grueling day, which deserves a lot of respect. So inevitably, if something's going to be crust punk sludge metal, it's essentially Discharge meets Celtic Frost, which always sounds great to me. The second choice, we're going to stay in England, and this is a 4-track EP from an artist called Raven Hymn, and the title of this EP is I Saw the Wolf. It's a self-release, and it's described as medieval metal, or metal with bagpipes, I suppose is one way of reducing it to something that's comprehensible or intelligible to the listener. We're going to move on to higher profile band for number three, and we're going to Australia for the blackened death metal band Black Lava and their album The Savage Winds of Wisdom. So this is released via Season of Mist. It's a follow-up to their 2022 debut Soul Furnace. It also features two members of the tech metal band Hadalmar, who I'm familiar with, and members of extreme prog metal instrumental group Vipasi. The fourth record, we're going to stay with Season of Mist and an old school black metal band. You'd probably call these third wave black metal. It's the French group Seth, and the album is called La France des Maudits. I reviewed their 2021 record Le Monsieur du Christ. Evil black metal, I would say, blasphemous, satanic. This is the seventh album since their debut record in 1998. I think they're one of the first bands that Season of Mist ever signed, and they've stayed with them ever since. So as part of that label's distinguished history, this artist has quite a big role to play in the origins of that. The fifth record, thrash metal. It's a band called Blood Feast. The album is called Infinite Evolution. It's released via Hell's Headbangers Records. That tells you a lot, doesn't it? So they've actually released two albums in the late 1980s, and then they split in 1991, this American band. They finally returned in 2017 with their third album, and of course, this is their fourth record. I believe they used to go under the name Bloodlust in the mid 80s before they changed their name for their 1987 debut record. The sixth choice on this list, let's go to a death metal band in Indianapolis, USA. The band are called Obscene. The album is called Agony and Wounds, and this is released by Nameless Grave Records, and it's their third album. Death metal. My only concern is that this might be longer than 40 minutes. I really cannot tolerate a death metal album longer than 40 minutes these days. So let's hope they just give us what we want on this record. The seventh record, staying with death metal, but this is described as a death metal rock opera. It's from a Canadian artist called 13 Goats, and the album is called Capricorn Rising, released via Exitus Stratagem Records. It's their sophomore album and follow-up to 2022's Servants of the Outer Dark, death metal rock opera. I don't even know what to expect there. That sounds fucking brilliant. Something maybe like Mr. Bungle. One can only hope. The eighth choice on this record, Christian slam metal or brutal death metal. The artist is called Cleansing of the Temple, and the album is called The Devil Knows My Name. It's released via Rottweiler Records, or Rottweiler Records, as we would say, anglicizing that German word for the dog breed. It's the debut album, and as I said, it's Christian slam metal, and they previously released an EP called Slam for the Lamb. The ninth record on this list, Totengoat, Beyond the Veil. So this is a dark extreme metal band from Spain that started as a Celtic Frost cover band in 2013, but started composing their own material in 2015. It's released via the German record company Hammerheart Records, and this is their third album. Number 10 on this list. Often this is the one I'm most looking forward to. This is the case. At number 10 here, we have got the Cheshire, Greater Manchester blackened death metal band, or I suppose you could even call them extreme progressive metal band, Turin, as in the city in Italy, or is it a region? My geography is terrible. So Turin, and the album is called The Unforgiving Reality in Nothing. It's produced by Lewis Johns, who's in demand in this country. A lot of you will know him from working with Pupil Slicer on their last record. These started as a thrash groove band in 2002 under the name of Fallout. Then they changed the name to This Is Turin in 2008 and kept this moniker until 2023, and they're now signed to Monarch Heavy Records. I should disclose that the drummer of this band works with my mother. I've never met him, but I first became aware of this group through my mother, and on the channel we've also reviewed the lead single from this record. We enjoyed it. It was quite a complex song in terms of the drum patterns, but there was a lot of death, sludge, and even some uplifting melody in there. It was very claustrophobic, the music. So I think it would be a challenging listen if it's longer than 45 minutes. If they can keep this within 40 minutes, I've no doubt that I will enjoy it. And just as a caveat, I said that of the 10 records on this list, one of them does not come out on the 12th of July. And let me tell you that that is pick number 4, Seth, the French black metal band. That's released by A Season of Mist on the 14th of July. Go and check out the 10 records that are on this list. I am sure that you will enjoy most of them.